na wiase say utimi koton gold na oboka eno so de na minim ni di wachi Sammy Gyamfi te sa asem no munim se no sikasafa anotewa oberema wo NDC ma na no ye yawo nti okọ news file so ewo Joy FM na audio kasa bi koto ho o kire se kasa na opanyoma kenkan no ehu nwa pepepe na ode ama no na so bi kan ho asam na se nya woda won konkoye na tu ana enko kisi na fon ho se waya ade na mu obeka na ebe ye na ya na ode ashana na mu.
When a man sets out to demonize you and denigrate you and to tag you with something he knows to be false, wages a persistent, sustained smear campaign against your person, and you have an opportunity to respond to that person, you don't give such a person a hug, a peck on the cheek, and a bouquet of flowers. You understand? Like Isaac Newton said in his third law of motion, for every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. Afenyo Markin got the response he deserved.
Kan for kraka ho say oye extortionist to say o jisika kuntuna sisika no jeje.
There are many underlying issues between I and Afenyo Markin that you don't know and those watching don't know. I have appeared on News Farm many times. Perhaps in this country, I have held more press conferences on political issues than anybody. Have you ever heard me use the word extortion against any of my critics? Have you ever heard me? Why will I use this word now? And why have you not heard Afenyo say anything about that? Or challenge me? Or threaten to sue? So the MPP people talking, there are things you don't know.
No, ankoya ma Afenyo Markin. Nkampuri oya nsanka o onim sania Sammy Gyamfi esikasa nipa oka won ho asem 2024 kaso kafa kufuado ho kaso kafa ba mia ho anya no kwara ni ade nyina obi edim se propaganda secretary ma the NDC nti apanyoma fire so press conference no ye no yemfa ne se bia propaganda na no ogusi ni refi so wa bam nanso edu ba bi no papa no dwene ho ahu se da bi enu nyamo hoyi kakra bi nipa gidi ketewa bi me ma bofra ketewa we mfa manim enti fam saa enti wetu anama foforo.
Speaker, in the face of the allegations of extortion leveled against me, I have chosen to take high moral ground by submitting myself to the processes of the law. I have accordingly caused writs to be filed in suit number GT 1029/2026, entitled Osahin Alexander Afenyo Markin versus Samuel Edu Gyamfi and Multimedia Group Limited at the Accra High Court, and suit number GR/ACH/CC/C5/02/2026, entitled Osahin Alexander Afenyo Markin versus Eric Ejay.
Na no manfoforo anso betua na manfoforo no na abranti bi a wofre na Eric Ejay ono so akotre Peace FM ahoro na pepepepepe apamatare de ahye no tutu na afu asema na yiye asiko no maketo asa na ina na keka bom na osi dabi wode ye na anye wo ya wonja ofaye na woyam so ye wo ya na so wanwe wo se a wonye hu aduru ma me nkire mmofere se emra wo ho na me ye mrani.
If you have a extortionist as your leader, you have a problem as a party. And I am telling you here, if Afenyo so there, you be there no.
Mema atiefo ne ahwefo nyina akwaba de ba koda media chief so sabre media ne ketri ejaye odi asempa dwumedia wato ndi chichiremu ena ne bara so amene ba pesum mprim enti matena gwam yinde na ayensem nchirem nkoa ebia na asam no wate ne nso wanyam nchirem sania ne ba be yam no feko na watie wohwe kasamfoni so a obehu Osahene Afenyo Markin domkuma no ba ne dani our parliament NFA CEO for Gold Board Yura Sammy Gyamfi and Director of Communication and Senior Propagandist for NDC. You know ko title bebre na den asem na ba ni aba ne se onabo Afenyo Markin friends and trophy shim no the two one him IMF krate bi a wada na di de kire Ghana for say good board aton sika kokko na wabo echika 22 billion Ghana cedis 1.7 million dollars na sanchiri mu no ena Sammy Gyamfi so osa hen wagumeni wase sama o kafa me hono enya kono enye de kra na wa panyo Markin wutimi beka obi asem sa hey na wa wona na manfo offices na wo sresrade ugigi scan ya de na ure fi so ba me nchen be bunkutu gise me ma wiskana de na aba no me mfa nkoso wo de kwakosovo problem bi dia ma parliament na me ma sika se na parliamentarians na oye dom kuba no utisa wo kwa kotwi wo minimu na se de be ya good board asemi one canopy we refia na Sammy Gyamfi ka asasem no na momien kutie Honorable Afenyo Markin ne press conference no na fi yewia ye de Sammy Gyamfi muaya ode ama no beba efi muaya na chi no osahene Afenyo Markin watu anamon fufuru bi na yemfa nu nkato na efa dwumade ne mrawi nti for now no momien kutie press conference Honorable Afenyo Markin oyenimra.
In fact, the Gold Board Chief Executive said the IMF itself did not understand the transaction. He said publicly that he thinks the IMF doesn't understand. All the economists at the IMF, he said they didn't understand. He accused my friend Kojo Oponkruma, who did BCom at Kivas, that Kojo doesn't understand accounting. I did BCom. Of course, I abandoned this along the line and did my law program. But Kojo completed his BCom. BCom is accounting. He accused Kojo that he doesn't understand accounting. He said this on TV3 program. Then he went on to attack our colleague, the chartered accountant, former Minister of State at the Finance Ministry, and chair of the Public Accounts Committee, a fourth termer in Parliament. Honorable Abuna Oseyasari also accused her. Then I took the last hit. But what the Gold Board Chief Executive has forgotten is that when initially the fees were around 15% and the minority raised the first red flag and the press conference was held by our respected colleague Oponkruma on our behalf, there was an immediate emergency board meeting, a joint emergency board meeting by Gold Board and Bank of Ghana. And they quickly reviewed the fees to 9%. That was the first point of indication of the minority. According to them, we are ignorant. If we were that ignorant, why is it that when we raise the red flag, the 15% that they were charging, they reduced it to 9%? That was the first point. And when we escalated it through a motion on the House floor, they now went further and reduced it to 5%. So the question is, all those initial losses, now we want to put away IMF, all those initial losses, if the charges were legitimate at 15%, why didn't they remain the way they were? So the minority must be commended.
Atiefo asem si wo nsankrefo nhimdi na se mbra dom kuma no banodani osahen Afenyo Markin MP4 ofrendai winiba somebody to gano eni na obi be bisas no kware I am a fofo ena edisa asebe beto ho se ne awo huni isan se one would diagore a won sika sem no won fa diagore Sana IMF International Monetary Fund. So what was get the good uncle Kun good dada. Inti FS Kahun Contade expect. Accountants a wogu hono in your accountants katwa. Impose akasa what they buy no and na some of the bet 2 way. Oh, Sammy Gyamfi so 1.7ßillion, 1 crore 1 year credible. Hey, IMF. Internet say, asama abeda ho a wotutu ne sre ene abasa. Say good board aboka. $1.7 million. That's 22 billion Ghana cedis. Na we are say utimi koton gold now boka. Eno so de na minim ni di wachi.